Hello and welcome. I'm Mary Adam. Thank you for tuning into African News 24 TV, where we bring you news and reports from across the world. Let's take the headlines first. Operatives of the ONDO State Security Network Agency, AMOTEKUN Corps, arrest 39 suspects fleeing SOKOTO State. Federal High Court orders remand of former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, son and wife in KUJE prison. Journalists, Minister of Information, mourn death of 7 journalists who died in Gombe road crash. And now to the main news. We begin in security as the operatives of the ONDO State Security Network Agency, AMOTEKUN Corps, have arrested 39 suspects who allegedly fled SOKOTO State and relocated to forest reserves in the southwest state. The AMOTEKUN commander in ONDO State, Adetunji Adeleye, disclosed this while parading the suspects and 22 others arrested for various criminal offenses in the state. Speaking in Akure, the ONDO State capital, Adeleye said that 39 suspects arrested were fleeing to ONDO State after the recent United States-backed military strike against ISIS terrorists in northern Nigeria. According to Adeleye, the suspects were arrested together at Elegbeka Axis in the Osei local government area of the state, an Axis notorious as insecurity flashpoint where a traditional ruler was murdered a few years back. And talking about the aftermath of the military strike on terrorist hideout in Sokoto State, the Nigeria's Defense Headquarters has announced a heightened monitoring of terrorist movements after United States airstrikes targeted Islamic State-linked fighters in northwest Nigeria. The strikes, confirmed by both Abuja and Washington, were carried out on Christmas Day against Islamic State for West African Province and Boko Haram elements. U.S. President Donald Trump said the operation was aimed at neutralizing militants responsible for attacks on civilians, while Nigerian government described it as part of ongoing counter-terrorism cooperation. Local leaders have already raised concerns about unusual movements. The chairman of the Traditional Council in Gwe West local government area of Benue State, Daniel Abomse, warned of an influx of armed headers into rural communities after the strikes, urging authorities to act swiftly. Meanwhile, armed bandits have launched a deadly assault on Bundi Kahungu community in Lere local government area of Kaduna State, leaving 3 residents dead and 3 others abducted. According to eyewitnesses, the attackers stormed the village late Monday night, firing sporadically to instill fear before targeting homes. The victims were reportedly killed while attempting to flee, while the abducted individuals were taken away to an unknown location. Community members described the incident as yet another devastating blow in a series of attacks that have plagued rural settlements across Kaduna. The residents raised concerns over living in constant fear, alleging that it is either killings or kidnappings on a weekly basis. From Kaduna in northwest to KWARA in north central, where suspected kidnappers who took 5 road construction workers have given conditions for the victims to be released. The abductors who spoke with the families of the victims are demanding 500 million naira for their release. The workers employed on a federal road project were reportedly seized on Monday while carrying out maintenance along a rural stretch in Ekiti local government area. Eyewitnesses said gunmen armed and riding motorcycles stormed the site and whisked the victims into the forest. Family members of the abducted workers say the kidnappers insist on the hefty ransom or they may not see them again. From security to the courts. The Federal High Court in Abuja has ordered the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami be remanded. The trial, Judge Justice Emeka Nwite, ordered that Malami be remanded at the KUJE Correctional Center pending the hearing and determination of his bail application. Beside Malami, his son, Abubakar, and one of his wives, Bashir Asabe, who are co-defendants, are also ordered to be remanded. The former minister and his co-defendants are in court over allegation of 16-count money laundering by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. EFCC alleges that Malami committed the offences while serving as Attorney General of the Federation in breach of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2011 and the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. We head over to Gombe State, where tributes have continued to pour in for the 7 journalists who died in an accident on the Bilri-Gombe Road in Landogo, Bilri local government area of the state. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has expressed shock and sorrow over their death, describing the incident as a heartbreaking loss to the media community and the nation. Noting that the journalists were returning from the wedding ceremony of a colleague in Kaltungo when the crash occurred on Monday evening. In a statement by his special assistant on media, Rabiu Ibrahim, the minister commiserated with the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the Gombe State Council, and the families of the deceased, praying for God to grant them strength and comfort. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Union of Journalists, ADAMAWA State Council, has also condoled with the national president of the NUJ, Alassane Yahya, over the tragic loss. In a message jointly signed by the Council's chairman and secretary Abdullahi Ibrahim and Kisinga Bukar, the NUJ described the incident as a painful blow to the journalism profession and the nation and prayed for eternal rest for the departed journalists. In other news, insecurity across Nigeria is no longer just a safety concern. It is changing the way people move, from highways to railways, and of course, the airways. Fear is now a key factor shaping travel decisions. In this report, Praise Adeleke examines how rising insecurity is influencing Nigerians' choice of transport by air, rail, and road.
Rising insecurity across the country has heightened fear among citizens, especially those who rely on the road transportation to go about their day-to-day activities. Despite growing concerns on safety, people and many Nigerians still continue to rely on road transportation. Rising insecurity across Nigeria is reshaping how people travel, with fear now a major factor in transportation choices. From kidnappings to armed attacks on highways, many citizens says road travel no longer feels safe. Yet, despite these concerns, Nigerians are still on the move by air, rail and road. Today, we visited 3 major modes of transportation to understand how insecurity is influencing travel decisions. At the local airport, travelers say safety is their top concerns. Many explain that although air travel is more expensive, they consider it faster and more secure than long road journeys.
Insecurity of the country, so that is why nobody wants to risk his life. Maybe, for example, they say a flight is 200 or 300. and you are running away of 300 to pay, and you go enter, what is it called, a bus of 50,000 or 70,000 naira. And at the end of the day, God forbid, maybe something happened, they say you should bring 100 million before they release you.
In Nigeria, with the current state of insecurity, kidnapping, I'd rather pay for the high cost of flight, like high cost of ticket, than to pay a ransom.
At the rail station today, we are speaking with passengers, we're speaking with commuters to hear their various reasons why they chose to use the railway transportation rather than the road or air transportation. With growing confidence in rail services, trains are increasingly seen as a safer alternative. Many commuters pointed to affordability, reduced security risk, and improved rail services as reasons they now prefer trains to road or air travel.
I think I'll go for the train because it's more organized. You know when the train is taking off, you know when it's landing, and you have like more security. I think I'll go with the train.
For me, the train is even cheaper for me. From Ibadan, taking bus or cab is like 8,000 plus. But for train, 6,500, 3,000, and security again. So I just prefer train.
Despite widespread fears, road transport remains the most accessible options for many Nigerians. Some cited cost, availability, and lack of alternatives, while others said they simply have no choice but to travel by road despite the risk.
I'm not with enough money, so I will follow in the transport. If I have the money, I will follow flights to make me safe. That's why I prefer to use motor to move to Asaba.
I'm very scared, to say the truth, to say the honest, I'm very scared due to the mandate on the way. So, to walk on the road this time around is somehow sharp because time I've already gone.
From the skies to the rails and roads, insecurity is clearly influencing how Nigerians move from one place to another. While some can afford safer or faster options, many are left navigating difficult choices, balancing cost, convenience, and safety. As insecurity persists, the way Nigerians travel continues to evolve, highlighting the urgent need for improved safety across all modes of transportation. Reporting from the field, Praise Adeleke, Africa News 24 TV.
Let's go on a quick break now. When we return, we'll tell you about how the Naira is relating with the dollar in the official markets. That's when we return from this break. Don't go away. Welcome to business. The Naira has appreciated against dollar out official markets. The Naira Monday opened the trading week with appreciation against the United States dollar at the official market, trading at 1,442 Naira 51 kobo. According to data released by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Naira gained 86 kobo. This represents a 0.05% gain when compared to December 24, 2025. When the local currency traded at 1,443 Naira 37 kobo to a dollar. The gain represents sustained appreciation for the local currency during the YULETIDE. On December 22, the currency traded at 1,456 Naira 56 kobo, while it sold at 1,440 Naira 98 kobo to a dollar on Tuesday. And on the foreign scene, Guinea's junta chief, Mamadi Doumbouya, is heading for a comfortable win in the country's presidential election, with early results showing him leading in multiple districts. The election held on December 28, 2025 is seen as a crucial step in Guinea's transition to civilian rule after Doumbouya seized power in a 2021 coup. Provisional results indicate Doumbouya secured over 80% of the vote in some areas of the capital, Conakry. Official turnout was reported at 85 to 92%, though opposition groups disputed this figure. Final results are expected in the coming days. In other news, Saudi Arabia has launched airstrikes on the Yemeni port city of Mukalla, targeting a shipment of weapons and combat vehicles reportedly destined for the UAE-backed Southern Transitional Council separatist group. The attack, confirmed by Saudi state media, occurred early today and aimed at preventing the offloading of arms and vehicles from two ships that had arrived from Fujairah, United Arab Emirates. The Saudi-led coalition claimed the shipment posed an imminent threat to peace and stability and warned the UAE that its actions were extremely dangerous. The UAE has denied shipping weapons, stating the cargo was coordinated with Riyadh and contained no arms. Welcome to sports. Following a road crash on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Nigerian-British boxing star Anthony Joshua is receiving proper medical attention. This is according to the President Bola TINUBU, who said he has called Joshua to check on his health and commiserate with him over the demise of two of his associates. The President in a statement said he spoke with Joshua in a telephone conversation to wish him a speedy recovery. The President also confirmed the identities of the two people who died in the road crash as Kevin Lateef Ayodele and Shino Hami. Condolences have continued to pour into Anthony Joshua and the families of those who died in the crash. The messages are sent from individuals and governments, including the Ondo State government, which is asking for the respect of Joshua's privacy as he attends to his medical and mental health. Meanwhile, the Federal Road Safety Corps has blamed the accident on possible overspeeding or dangerous overtaking. And in the English Premier League, Liverpool Football Club have announced that Aaron Briggs will be leaving his role as the individual development coach. Briggs, who joined the club in July of 2024, was an integral part of Arne Slot's backroom staff and contributed to last season's Premier League title success. The club, in a post on its website, appreciated Briggs' contribution to its success, adding that he lives with the appreciation and best wishes of everyone at the club. Entertainment. Sophie Momodu, mother of Davido's first child, Imade, has asked fans to stop referring to her as the singer's wife. In a recent video, Momodu expressed her frustration, stating that the relationship ended years ago and Davido is now married to Chioma. Sophie lamented how a content creator once greeted her as Mama Imade and then as Davido's wife. She expressed her shock at being introduced as the musician's wife, adding, "I am not his wife." She urged fans to respect people's marriages and personal boundaries, emphasizing that she's moved on with her life. Momodu hinted at being in a new relationship, saying, "One man they shock me like Ogogoro." She stressed the importance of respecting individual choices and allowing people to move on in peace. This isn't the first time Momodu has spoken about the issue. And that's the much we can take at this time. Thank you for your company. For more on these stories, please follow us on all our social media channels and visit africannews24.ng for continuous updates to stay informed and ahead. I'm Mary Adam. It's bye for now.